is a stage assassination or a real one, but it doesn't hold water as a real one because the shooter never entered the place where the people were sitting. The shooter was apprehended on the passage, all right, on the hallway. So it does not really appear as an attempt assassination on the life of Donald Trump, all right. So something big is happening, and I believe that we need to analyze it the way it is, because what we see today actually is the world being reshaped, the world being reshaped, the world being rearranged. So all these actions that we see, they are designed to prepare us for the next new way of living or for the new world order. Because whatever that is happening, especially with the use of AI, definitely the video of that Colin, uh, it's AI. The video is AI. You can check it from frame by frame. You can see that that video is AI. So the video being AI, it simply means that this was a staged assassination. It was not a true one, okay? But why then is it necessary for them to fabricate these incidents? What is the purpose of the fabrication of the incident? What is it that they want to achieve? Remember, they have to control the minds of people. They have to control what we think. They have to control what we know. They have to control what we talk about. They have control what we tweet about, what we make videos about. The narrative must be controlled by them. They must set it, and each and every one of us must write their own script according to what they have said. So this is why they need these crises. This is why they need the war in Iran. This is why they need the war in Lebanon, so to control the narrative of what is happening. All right. So they know that they cannot just do something, because today you have social media, you have X, you have YouTube, you have Rumble, you have all these platforms which are more influential today than the mainstream media. As much as this social media, X, YouTube, and all of them, as much as they are influential, but we're still affected by what the mainstream media reports. Okay, so it was the mainstream media that was reporting, breaking the news about this intruder that came to the dinner place and stormed the place. But when you look, he did not enter the place where the people were. He did not even come near Donald Trump. He did not even come near anybody, because as he was running towards, he was apprehended. As he was running, before he could open any door. And in fact, they say he was underneath the floor. So the people were on the top floor, and this shooter was underneath the floor. So it was not. So it's a staged assassination. All right. But why are they doing this? What is it that they want to achieve? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Why are they doing this, and what is it that they want to achieve? Why are they doing this? What is it that they seek to achieve? All right. Now, I can tell you that there is a change that is coming globally. There's a global change, all right? And this change, it seems as if the powers that be, they realize that they are out of time. Okay, it's like they realize that they don't have time, or the people behind the project, the new world order project, maybe some of them, they have terminal illnesses, I don't know. Maybe some of them, they have, I mean, chronic diseases, and they want to see some of their plans, achieved before they die, because the way the things are being done, it's so haphazardly. They don't care about the errors, they don't care about the mistakes. All right, as long as people are consuming whatever they're giving the people. We've seen things that did not make sense with the murder of Charlie Kirk. It did not make sense. Even the assassination of Trump, you know, some months ago. It did not make sense. Loopholes were there. Even this one today, yeah, on Saturday, it did not make sense. You understand that? But all they care about is the reaction after the incident. They don't care about the incident itself. They look at the result of the incident. Are people talking about this? Are people divided about this? Yes, that's what they want. That's what they want. Hey, Seido, Seido, welcome, welcome, Seido Nabe Delgan, welcome, sir, welcome, and thank you for joining us. All right. Now, so remember the powers that be, they want to have a new world order. All right. And in this new world order, every government must be part of the new world order. And the reason they need this new world order or one world government, okay, they need this one world government for one reason, is because all nations of the world are competing to be the best nation under the sun. Russia is competing to be the best state, the best nation under the sun. China is competing to be the best nation, world superpower. The United States, it is a world superpower. It is fighting to remain a world superpower. North Korea is fighting to have dominance. So you have the nations of the world fighting to be the best nation, fighting to be the superpower. And as these nations, all of them wants to dominate, all of them wants to be bigger, wants to be super, wants to have the best military, wants to have the best financial, economical muscles, all of them. So it means, should these nations continue competing, we will always have wars, all right? We'll always have wars because you have to crush your enemy. You have to crush your enemy. So because of the nations competing, it means wars are inevitable. There will always be wars. But how do we make sure that we end the wars? In order to end the wars, you must end the competition. And in order to end the competition, you must control all nations so that no nation competes with the other. If we do not want Russia to compete with China, if we don't want China to compete with America, and if we don't want Iran to compete with Israel or any nation in the Middle East, it means there must be unity between these nations that are competing. There must be unity between these nations that are fighting, to be the best of whatever they want to be the best in. So we must bring unity. That is why the United Nations was created. The United Nations was created in order to control all nations under the sun. How are they going to control all nations under the sun? When all nations are finally surrendered to the United Nations, then you will have one government, one constitution, one policy, you see, everybody will be answerable to the United Nations. In other words, you cannot go to war with any country because the United Nations will imagine if the whole nations, maybe Iran chooses to attack Germany. Okay, it's impossible. It's just for the purposes of getting my point across. Imagine if Iran was to attack any of the nations in the world, and the entire world is under the United Nations. It will mean that Iran will have to face the whole world. Okay, it means that Iran could be destroyed in a blink of an eye because all nations are under the control of one power, one entity, or one government, or one leadership. All right. So wars will continue unless all nations are controlled by one government or all nations are surrendered. They surrender their sovereignty to one entity. Layo, welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. Thank you for joining us. All right. So all nations wants to be great. I have never seen a nation that is satisfied with its condition. Okay. Israel wants to be great. Israel wants to be greater, That is why they're stealing land in Gaza, in Palestine, in Lebanon, because Israel wants to be a great nation. They're doing this because it's competition. Iran is resisting because Iran wants to maintain its sovereignty. All right? Okay? China is fighting global powers. Russia fighting global powers. You have the BRICS nation. Why have the BRICS nation? They are all fighting to be the biggest and greatest bloc of nations. You know, they want to have their own currency, BRICS currency. Why is that? They are fighting the dollar. They are fighting the United States of America. They are fighting the Western powers. So the world is in a war. Okay? The world is in a war. It may not be a physical war, it's a financial war, it's an economical war, but the world is in a war. All right? We've always been in a war because all nations want to be greater. So as a result of all nations wanting to be greater, that simply means wars will continue. Because if you cannot win your enemy in the economics, then you must use war. If you cannot defeat your enemy through a banking system, through business, through deals, through trades, then you must attack them physically. That's where war comes in. So in any competition that is happening globally, they will first deal with it diplomatically. They will first deal with diplomacy. When diplomacy fails, then war begins. But in order to stop any nation from thinking about war, then all nations must be under the control of the United Nations. We are going to have one leader, one global leader, and we are going to have one government, all right? One world government, okay? So what is happening in the United States, these attempts in the life of President Donald Trump, they are part of the plan or part of the script. Uh, QG125, welcome my African brother. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, and thank you for joining us. All right. So what we see in the United States of America, it's simply a preparation for the masses to accept whatever the government says, so that they create a chaos and they say, because of this chaos, I need a ballroom. All right. I need a ballroom. I need a strong ballroom. I need a powerful ballroom. No drone can penetrate. No drone can enter. No missile can enter. I need a strong ballroom. You understand that? So they create crisis. And out of this crisis, it's either they are bearing something they don't want us to know. In case of the United States of America, we know that there are Epstein files, Epstein, drama that is taking place there. So if they don't want us to focus on the Epstein files, they must keep giving us something to distract us from the Epstein files. Okay, so the war was a major distraction. The war between Iran and Israel was a major distraction. All right, was a major distraction. And again, so when there's a ceasefire and then we have nothing to occupy us, because for a past week, there haven't been much drama in terms of the war, only Israel striking Lebanon. But in Iran and Israel, there was nothing major. And because there's nothing major, people are losing interest in the war. So before people lose interest in the war and go back to Epstein files, they gave us another thing to consume our time. Here we are today. We are talking about the lone shooter who was armed with a shotgun and maybe a couple of knives, and he wanted to kill the president of the United States of America. And all of us are talking about that now. We've been distracted once again. QG125 says, you are bringing the truth message from God. Big ups, or thank you, brother. Layo says, Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. Exactly, Layo. This is the This is the Hegelian. This is the Hegelian dialectic. You're correct. You're correct. You understand? So, because they create the problem and also manage the outcome. They give you the outcome, they give you the solution. So, whatever that they're planning is for us to consume it, it's for us to take it, and they know we don't study. They know we don't read. You understand that? They know we don't read. They know we don't study. They know we're not interested. I can tell you the only thing we read is the status on our friend status, our family status on their WhatsApps. That's the only thing we read. We read our tweets. I mean, the tweets, the headlines. That's what we read. We read the headlines of the movies on YouTube. We read the headlines of the songs we listen to on Spotify, but we never read. So they know that even if that there's a breaking news, we will only focus on the title of the news. All right, we only focus on the title of the news. We'll never read the whole article. So they are aware that we don't read. I can tell you in South Africa, I think it was a minister of communication recently or yesterday, he issued the ministry issued an apology. They were making laws for AI. And this bill of AI, it was now given for public consumption, for people to read it, to make their comment, accept or reject it. So it happens that this document was prepared by AI, all right? And what AI did, AI quoted some non-existing documents. So AI said, in this document, you'll find in this document. And when people began to search for those documents, they realized that documents do not exist. So the whole thing was AI. So even the people in government, they don't read. I mean, how can you tell AI to write something for you, and AI writes something for you, and AI puts non-existence reference that do not exist, and because you did not read it yourself, because had they read it, they will have realized that these reference don't exist, but because nobody reads, you understand that nobody reads. Layo says, QG, yes, but many are waking up. Look at you and me. QG125 says, they know we are too weak-minded to fight back. We are too busy trusting our enemies and starting prank channels on YouTube. They are plotting how to get us behind the scenes. Exactly. You've spoken truth there, QG. QG, you have spoken truth there. You understand? In fact, if you look what pays, QG, if you look the content, the type of content that pays, both on YouTube and on X, the content that pays is pranks. It's porn, half naked. You do anything half naked, or you do anything that has some sexual immorality, that thing will have more followers. That thing will have, those channels are making a lot of money. You look at the prank channels, they have a lot of following, a lot of numbers, making a lot of money. And because today everybody wants to make money. So when you want to make money, the only thing you think of is prank. Okay? Nobody thinks of anything. And people are so distressed, people are so bored, people are so abused at work, abused at school, abused at church, and nobody has friendship anymore. And because we have no friendship, we turn to our phones, we turn to YouTube. What can make me laugh? What can make me happy? And we go to this comedy, we go to this prank, we consume them like nobody's business. You understand that? And we lose time. And so when we are to sit down and engage in a serious conversation, it is difficult because we're not used to think. We're not used to critique. We're not used to question. We're not used to investigate. All we do, because the pranks we watch, the funny things we watch, porn we watch, those things they subdue your mind. Your mind becomes, taken over. You cannot argue with what you see there. You cannot criticize it. You cannot critique it. You cannot, you are just what, I mean, you are just absorbing it. And so here it is that when you are talking to people, you're not able to detect that, man, this man is telling a lie, because you are not used to, to analyze. And this is why these powers that be, they know that once we give them a video, once we give them something, once we give them an event, they will take it and run with it, because they are quick to post. They are quick to post. We are so quick to post without verifying, without checking, without confirming. They know that. So that's why they will continue fabricating these events. They will continue fabricating, faking, staging these events, because they know immediately it will go on social media. We will tweet, retweet, we will do, we will make it trend globally without thinking. And so the powers that be, they've sat down and they've decided to say, this is what we're going to do. We want to control the world and we want to control the masses, but we cannot tell the masses exactly what is it that we want to do, because the majority of people will not agree with our plans. All right. So we will tell them something that they like. We'll tell them that we're doing this for them, because as we tell them that we're doing this for them, they will be obedient, they'll be disciplined, they will be supportive, they will defend even the government. Colin, welcome, Colin. All right. They will even defend the government. And this is exactly what is happening. We are defending our governments. Even when we don't understand some of the decisions that the governments are taking, we defend the government. Look at the Republicans in the US. They're protecting and defending President Trump. Why? It is their duty to protect him, because they believe he's doing everything for them. The MAGA defends Trump with their lives, defend Trump with all they have, because they believe Trump has their best interest. And that is not the truth. There is no president in the world who has the best interest of his nation, best interest of his people in his heart. Every president works for the powers that be. In fact, presidents are simply managers of the nations. Presidents are simply managers of the nations. All right, they're managers. Okay, they are people in charge of nations. Okay, there are people in charge of USA, China, Russia, all of them, all of them. I mean, sometimes Russia seems to speak big, sometimes China seems to speak big. Don't be fooled by that. They are all owned and ruled and controlled by the same forces. Okay, the only difference is there are some leaders who are not in agreement with these leaders, these global elites, global leaders. Like in Iran, the Ayatollah was against anything that the US and these globalists wanted to do. Ayatollah Khamenei rejected the plans, rejected everything. He wanted nothing to do with this global new order. Okay, he wanted nothing to do with the global order. And so what did the powers do? They killed him. All right, thinking when they kill him, they're getting rid of the problem. They're getting rid of the problem by killing him. So we have this thing today that when the leader is not towing the line, when the leader of a nation is not supporting the globalist agenda, you have the same thing. Gaddafi was killed for the same thing. Saddam killed for the same thing. Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, all these countries were attacked and destroyed because they were not in line with the globalist agenda. The globalist agenda is to make your nation poor. It is to make you, it is to destroy jobs in your nation. It is to destroy any improvement in your nations. And you look at Gaddafi, what he was doing in Libya. He made Libya something that the world had never seen. And when they saw the improvement in Libya, everybody was receiving a salary from the government. When they saw that, they said, no, this is bad. This is bad, because when all nations see what Libya is doing with government money, our nations too will ask, why can't we do what Libya is doing? And so we don't want that. We don't want to improve the lives of our people. We want to make sure that they live down the poverty line. And so Gaddafi was destroyed. Gaddafi was killed. Look at Libya today. All right? Look at Libya today. Look at Afghanistan today. Look at Iraq today. So there is no president. Every president who has the desires of his people must be killed or removed, or something must happen to that president. We've seen it lately with Maduro, Nicolas Maduro. He was not having it with the United States of America, with the Pope, with the global agenda. He was not, he wanted nothing to do with it. What did they do? They said he's a problem. Let's remove him. They removed him. So every president that the elites, the powers that be, are comfortable with, they are happy with, it simply means he is part of the agenda. So it doesn't matter which country is that. It doesn't matter which place is that. All right. Lyle says the welfare of the people has always been the alibi of tyrants. Albert Camus. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. All right. So we must never think that our nations have the best interest, has our best interest in their hearts. They don't. They don't. Remember, every leader wants his country to be the best country, the best performing country, and every leader wants to be the best leader in the world. They want to be remembered. They want to be friends with the people who's got money. They want to be friends with, the high people in high places. And so they don't care about us. Yes, we vote for them. Yes, we vote for them. We put them there. But the only thing we do is to vote for them. But I can tell you, our vote doesn't change anything. Whether we vote or we don't vote, the outcome will be the same. Because whether your candidate wins or loses, it doesn't matter. The script has already been written, okay? Every president that takes office is just a continuation of the script, all right? No president is doing their own thing. If it was possible for the president to do his own thing, then Africa will be free. Africa will be free. We know that Africa is not free. We know that Africa has been colonized a long time ago. Till today, Africa is a colonized state. Because there is no president in Africa who can say, I want all the French out of my country. I want all the British out of my country. I want all these people out of my country. No president can do that. You understand that? And the reason they cannot do that is because they are aware that they're puppets. And the reason Burkina Faso did what it did, they realized that it don't matter. Even if new elections comes, we have a new leadership, the same old ways will continue. That is why the army stepped in. You see, once you see the army steps in, it means there is somebody who disagrees with the running of the nation, all right? It's either they are for the people or they are for the enemy. But we can say Burkina Faso is for the people and not for the enemy. There are many nations where there have been a coup d'etat, and the coup d'etat was not for the nation. It was for the elites. It was for the powers that be. So all of us are being prepared for a new world order. All right, whether we like it or not, the new world order is going to happen, and it's already in the pipeline, because it's only the new world order that can be used to say no more war. The world is peaceful, okay, when all nations are under the control of one man. But before we reach the one world government or the new world order, there must be wars like we've never seen before. Before we achieve the one world government, there must be famine like we've never seen before. There must be hunger like we've never seen before. There must be diseases like we've never seen before. There must be chaos globally like we've never seen before. So the one world government will be brought in as the government of peace, as the government that is to bring about stability. Every nation must surrender their sovereignty so that we can have a single system. Okay, once something is approved in New York, it's approved for everyone. We know that the headquarters of the United Nations are in New York, so the world will be ran and controlled from New York in the United States of America. So this is where we're going to go, because right now, yes, we do have the United Nations, but each and every nation still has its sovereignty. So whatever United Nations decides, it still must be voted in in the parliaments of these other nations. So until parliaments vote, those decisions of the United Nations are not binding. All right. But now we're going to have all nations united, you know, to an extent that once the United Nations makes a decision, that decision is binding in all nations of the world immediately. Okay, immediately when they say lockdown, you don't like, it won't be like COVID-19 where countries they decided their lockdowns that, oh, I'm going to lock down my people from. It was not a universal lockdown. Yes, the lockdown was universal, but the command of the lockdown was not universal. It was each state, each country, each nation deciding how they're going to do lockdown. I tell you, once the United Nations has that sole power, sole authority, they will only speak and say, oh, everyone, because it will be a global community. It will be a global community. They will just issue a statement and say, everyone, you are on lockdown. No need for your president to say anything. And just like that, boom, all of us will be under lockdown. And there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. We cannot change it. We like I don't know if we see what's happening and we understand what's happening and we we're doing something about it, because surely we need to prepare ourselves for the worst. The worst is about to come, because they don't mind starving people. No, they don't. The powers that be, they don't mind starving people. They also don't mind making people sick. They don't care. They don't mind starving you. They don't mind making you sick. They don't mind that. They mind shutting down water supply. They don't mind that. They don't mind. They don't mind. You see, they don't mind bringing about food shortages or creating food shortages. They don't mind. They will do anything in their power to achieve their goals, okay? If they will use fabricated events as attempted assassination, they will do that. If they must use hunger to get everyone's attention, they will use hunger. If they must use diseases, pestilences, sicknesses to get our attention, they will use sicknesses, diseases. They don't care. They will use about anything. If they must use war, they will use war. I'm simply saying, for the powers that be, it doesn't matter how they achieve what they want to achieve. They will do whatever it takes to have the one world government. It's going to happen. It has nothing to do with my feelings. It has nothing to do with your feelings. It's gonna happen because the Bible says so. It's gonna happen because the Bible says so. It says the mark of the beast will force everyone, rich and poor, young and old, free and bond, to receive a mark in their foreheads, without which you will not be able to buy or sell. Okay, so if you're not able to buy or sell, are you not being starved? Because if you can't buy, you can't sell. It means you can't get your food, you can't get your medication, you can't get water, you can't get any services, you cannot receive anything. That's why I'm saying they don't mind making you sick. They don't mind making you hungry. They don't mind making you poor. Silencio, Catholic Bible. Well, it doesn't, no, Catholic Bible. It's not Catholic Bible. Silencio, why do you say Catholic Bible? Silencio, why do you say Catholic Bible? Do you own a Catholic Bible, Silencio? Silencio, do you own a Catholic Bible? Yeah. But do you own a Catholic Bible, Silencio? Do you own a Catholic Bible? Do you own a Catholic Bible? You see, a Catholic Bible, Silencio, is different from the King James Bible. Exodus 20, the 10 commandments. Yeah. The Catholic Bible does not have the 10 commandments. The Catholic Bible has 9 commandments. And the Catholic Bible has altered the 4th commandment and entirely removed the 2nd commandment. All right? And entirely removed the 2nd commandment. And therefore, because they've removed the 2nd commandment, then the 3rd commandment becomes the 2nd commandment, and the 4th commandment becomes the 3rd commandment. God is the creator of the universe. Silencio. God is the creator of the universe. God is the maker of nature. Everything that we see is created by God. So that's who God is. He's our creator, our maker. And you don't have to believe in the existence of God for him to be God. Whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, it doesn't change the fact that he is the creator of all things. Okay? Correct. God is not Catholic. God is not Catholic. That is true. God is not Catholic. That is true. Yeah, God is a creator. Okay, there's something there that you've written. I'm not able to see. You see, so God is the creator. He's not a Catholic. He's not a Catholic. No. In fact, you cannot limit God to a specific denomination because Catholicism is just a denomination, okay? Like you have Baptists, you have Pentecostals, you have Catholicism is just one of them, all right? It's just one of them. So God is the creator of the heaven and the earth, okay? Jesus is not Catholic. Jesus is not Catholic, all right? God is not Catholic. Jesus is not Catholic either, all right? Remember, Silencio, Catholic is just a denomination. Catholic is just a denomination, just like Presbyterian, Baptist, Methodist, Wessels, you name it. Catholic is just one of them. Jesus is not even a Christian. Of course. Jesus is not even a Christian, because remember, the word Christian is from the word Christ. So when people saw the people living the life of Christ, they said these are Christians, simply meaning following Christ or followers of Christ, because they lived the life of Christ. The third angel, Jewish heretic. All right. You understand that Jesus is not even Christian. Listen to this point. The word Christian is derived from the word Christ, okay? When the people, after the ascension of Jesus Christ, when the people that remained, they lived the life of Christ in Antioch, the people said, these are Christians because they follow Christ. They do live, speak, say, carry, conduct themselves as Christ did. They are Christians. All right. So a Christian is a follower of Christ. So Christ did not follow himself. Therefore, you are correct to say Jesus was not a Christian. He was not a Christian. He could not follow himself. A Christian is a follower of Christ. All right. A Christian is a follower of Christ. So yes, Jesus was not a Christian because Jesus was not his own follower. But the people who were following Jesus, the people who are following Jesus are Christians. Till today, we are the followers of Christ. We are Christians. So when we talk about Christian or Christianity, we are talking about people who are professing or who are claiming to be the followers of Christ. So everyone who says they are a Christian, they are claiming or professing to be a follower of Jesus Christ. Whether they are true followers or not true followers, then we can use that, we can determine that by scripture, because the scripture told us or shows us how Jesus lived. The third angel says, imagine what would happen if someone assumed the role of the Messiah now. What would happen if somebody assumed the role of the Messiah now? Okay, they assume the role of the Messiah. Are they capable of doing the miracles that the Messiah did? Are they capable of doing all the miracles that Jesus did? Let me get you. So is this Messiah capable of doing whatever Jesus did? Because if I'm to imagine that if somebody would assume the role of the Messiah now, I believe there's somebody trying to do that. Have you been following the papacy? All right. Say, okay, that angel says, let's say so. All right. Okay, so if somebody was to assume that role now, I can tell you majority of Christians will believe in that Messiah, and majority of Christians will require the state to make a law to force everyone to respect and honor that Messiah. Because Christians, they are expecting a Messiah, and in their expectation of the Messiah, they are not aware how the Messiah will come or the purpose of the Messiah's coming. So I believe if somebody were to pretend to be the Messiah and is doing the miracles that the Messiah did, many Christians will be taken away. Many Christians will be taken away by that Messiah. And many unbelievers will be taken away also by that Messiah. Only a minority of people or Christians that will not be taken away by that Messiah. Because number one, the Bible says the Messiah, when he comes, he will not touch the ground. We will meet him in the air. Okay, so obviously this Messiah that, let's assume, this Messiah will be here on earth, doing miracles here on earth, moving here on earth, contrary to what the Bible teaches. The Bible doesn't teach of a Messiah who's going to come back the second time and walk the streets on earth. It talks about the Messiah who's coming, and we will meet him in the air. The only thing that he's going to do is to shout with the voice of the archangel, resurrect those who are dead in the graves. And when they're resurrected, and taking those who are alive will be caught up to meet the Lord in the air. So this Messiah will be a false Messiah, but he will do serious damage to the Christian world, because Christians, they've been fed this prosperity gospel, or they've been fed this gospel that seeks to change their lives. When I mean change their lives, not their sinful lives, but to change their poverty, to remove them from poverty, to remove their distress, their problems, their hunger, their pain. So that is the the focus of Christianity today. It has nothing to do with the change of life. It has nothing to do with the preaching of the gospel, repentance, forsaking sin. It has everything to do with your condition, your physical conditions, your poverty. So that Messiah, thank angel, will definitely have some following, some huge following. I can tell you many churches will flock to that Messiah. If you are capable of raising the dead like Jesus did, capable of changing water into wine, capable of walking on water, capable of healing the dumb, the blind, the lame, a lot of people will definitely follow that Messiah. Okay, the third angel says, would you say that having so many denominations is to blame for that? Having so many denominations, in part, I believe that we have so many denominations because our church has been divided. So firstly, we have so many denominations because there was some disagreement between the leaders of the church. Let's start with the Catholic Church. When the Catholic Church hijacked Christianity and Catholic Church introduced worship or pagan practices in Christianity, and those who realized that these Roman Catholics are bringing their paganistic worship or paganistic rituals in the church, they protested against that. And when they protested against that, the Catholic Church prosecuted and persecuted them. And then they decided that we will come out of this system and start our own. This is where you have your Martin Luther's, found coming out of these Catholic churches because they realized that this is not good. Okay, so at first, the denominations were started through protest. They were protesting against the paganistic worship, paganistic rituals that were introduced in the church. So first, when the denomination started, it was a good cause. But then it moved from them rejecting heresy, from them rejecting another false gospel, from them rejecting the papacy, to now having infighting. People began to fight for positions. And as they fight for positions, this is where they just started dividing themselves. One will break away. Now you start having breakaway, more denominations. And then we move from that state of denomination, breakaways of infighting in the churches. We move from that to now simply business, all right? Simply business. Because at first, the first reason for these new denominations, it was doctrinal. It was based on doctrine. It was based on teachings, okay? It was doctrinal disagreement, all right? And the second phase, it was just breakaway because of positions in the church. And the third one is money. Like church has been monetized today. Today it's about money. All right, it's about money. And in fact, it's not even about, it's not even about the gospel. Yes, they talk about Christ, but churches today, they are nothing like Christ. They don't even care about Christ and the Christ way of life, Christ way of doing. Christ was about taking care of the poor. Show me a church that is collecting offering or tithe and using all that money for the poor. Do you know of any church that it is its mission to help assist the poor, assist the widow, assist the orphan? They will only take one poor person or two orphans, or take two struggling families and assist them as a church. And so now the church is assisting people. You see, so that was not the mission. That is why you have a church pastor, a pastor who is a millionaire. It is impossible for a pastor to be a millionaire. How do you become a millionaire as a man of God? How can you become a millionaire as a man of God? Exactly, third angel. How can a man of God become a millionaire? When the Bible says, blessed is the hand that giveth, the reason you have $1 million in your bank account, it means you don't give. All right? I'm not saying you should be broke. I'm not saying you should be broke, but I don't see how I can become a millionaire as a man of God when there are people hungry in my community, people without shelter in my community. Some of my own family members don't have jobs. Some of my own family members they don't have food. They're struggling, but I'm a pastor. I've got 2 million. I've got $3 million. How is that possible? It is not possible. Look at the life of Jesus. The Bible tells us that Jesus owned nothing. Jesus did not even have a place to stay. Remember when the two men came unto him and said, "Yo, master, we will follow you. We'll follow you." And Jesus said, you know, guys, the birds of the earth have nest. The Son of Man has no place to lay down his head. So Jesus did not even have a house. He did not even own a single thing. Okay? So how can you be like Christ as a man of God? You own 20 cars, a man of God, you own 3 houses. Houses you don't need for status. So yeah, the false prophets, if the false Christ or false Messiah, if he were to come, he was going to deceive a lot of people, because people want money, people want blessings, people want to live a good life, people want to be healed from their sicknesses, they want to be healed from their diseases, they want to be healed emotionally, financially, social. That's what they want. Nobody is interested in their spiritual life. So a lot of focus is on the physical, all right? It's on the physical. And look at how much we are violating the laws of health. Now, this one goes to everyone who is alive, whether you are a Christian, a Hindu, a Buddhist, Islam, it doesn't matter. We are all violating the laws of health. All of us. Whether you're an atheist, it doesn't matter. Buddhist, it doesn't matter. All of us globally, we are violating the laws of health. We are destroying our bodies. We are drinking things we should not be drinking, eating things we should not be eating. Us globally. And all of us are praying to God to heal our sicknesses, to heal our infirmities. But we are bringing this disease by our own, by our lifestyle, by our diet. And we believe, especially Christians, Christians believe that they can eat anything as long as they pray over it. They are misusing prayer. Christians are misusing prayer. You believe you can eat anything just because the Bible said there you will eat poisonous food and they will not harm you. You will tread upon scorpions, they will not harm you. And they believe that, no, brother, I can eat anything, I can drink anything as long as I pray over it. That's an abuse of prayer. That's an abuse of prayer. When the scripture said that you will tread upon scorpions, it did not mean that we must go looking for scorpions to tread upon, to step on. It did not mean we should go to a place and say, hey, brother, do you know where scorpions are at? I want to show you something. The Bible said we shall step upon scorpions. They will not harm us. Brother, scorpion will destroy you. Scorpion will harm you. You cannot use the Bible and say the Bible said we are immune to scorpions. You cannot use the Bible and say that God said we shall tread upon scorpions. So you can step on a scorpion and expect the scorpion not to retaliate. The Bible was talking in instances where you are walking and not aware that there is a scorpion. You will step on it, it shall not harm you. Daniel, you remember Daniel in the lion's den? The lions did not devour him because he did not choose to jump inside the lion's den. He was thrown in there. But had Daniel went into the lion's den on his own, I can tell you he will have committed suicide. So that's not how God works. God cannot, you cannot put yourself in danger and expect God to come for your rescue. Chicken tikka masala, brother. Oh, Flax. Oh, Flax. Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. Yeah. So we cannot put ourselves in dangerous situation thinking that we'll pray ourselves out of those dangerous situations. No, you cannot do that. That is an abuse of prayer, abuse of religion. Just like now, there's a belief that when you've got cancer, when you've got all this chronic disease, no, you just gotta pray, fast and pray. I need to see a man of God who must pray for me. You continue eating deadly foods, all right? You continue eating dangerous food that keeps on weakening your health, and you think, I'm gonna go to a man of God, he's gonna pray over me. Listen, prayer is powerful, all right? Prayer is powerful. God answers prayers, but we cannot make ourselves sick thinking that we'll pray and God is going to heal us. No, we need to remember that this body is a temple of God, and that this body, like any other machine, it must be maintained, all right? Those of you who are driving, you know that you've got a diesel engine and a petrol engine. You cannot put petrol in a diesel engine. You cannot put diesel in a petrol engine. You will destroy that engine. You will knock the engine, all right? Kill it. Same with our bodies. There are things that we cannot put in our bodies, not because they taste bad, not because they are bitter, not because they will make us die immediately after consuming them, or they will make us blind, or not because of that. It's because they are not healthy. They are not good for the system. They are not good for your kidneys. They are not good for your eyes, not good for your heart, not good for your lungs, not good for your good for your blood, not good for your blood. So we need to be aware that this body, yes, it is your body, but you need to take care of it. And so here it is that Christians believe that they can eat anything. Why? No, the Bible says as long you eat it with prayer, it's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. All right. Let me, I don't know. Today we have food contaminated with MSG, BHQ, chemicals, genetic modified foods today. All right? All over the shops, you have foods that are good and foods that are not good. Let me make an example. You have refined food, okay? And when I talk about refined food, I talk about your white bread, all right? White bread, your white flour, okay? White rice, white sugar. Those are refined food, not good at all for our health, okay? Not good at all for our health, because white bread, white rice, refined foods, all of that, they're designed to make the food look good, okay? We know between white rice and brown rice, white rice looks good, looks beautiful, looks presentable. Brown rice, on the other hand, looks not so good if you're not used to it, all right? So they refined brown rice until it becomes brown. I mean, brown rice until it becomes white. They bleach it. White flour, they refine it until it loses the fiber, it loses the life-giving nutrients, until it is void of nutrients. So a lot of refined foods, they lack nutrition. Now we no longer eat for nutrition, we eat for enjoyment. Yeah, you understand that? We used to eat, God created the foods, the fruits, the veggies, the legumes, the nuts. He created them for our nutritional benefits, all right? Nutritional benefit. Even prayer cannot replace the nutrients you need from fruits, veggies, grains. Prayer cannot replace your need of vitamin D from the sun. There is no amount of prayer that can give you vitamin D. You need to go out in the sun, get sunlight, your body will create vitamin D. You need protein. No amount of prayer can inject protein in your body. You need to eat legumes. You need to eat beans. You need to eat everything that will make you get protein. You need iron. There is no amount of prayer that can be prayed for you for iron to be miraculously created or added in your system. You need to eat food that will give you iron. Gary Gilmore, brother, welcome, welcome, welcome. Gary Gilmore, every day you come to tell us your beliefs. No, Gary Gilmore, it is not my belief, Gary Gilmore. As long you eat every day, Gary Gilmore, you eat because you want to add nutrition in your body. You eat because you need minerals. You eat because you need to take off your system. It's not my belief. Are you telling me that you don't eat Gary Gilmore? You do not eat Gary Gilmore. You do not eat. Do you eat Gary Gilmore? Why do you eat? Do you eat fruits? Do you eat veggies? Do you eat grains? Gary Gilmore says people not stupid. Yeah, people are not stupid. People are not stupid, Gary Gilmore. You're very right. People are not stupid. But also people are not blind. They are smart. Only that the knowledge about the right ingredients, the right food. Gary Gilmore, there are people who are not aware that white bread is not good for them. There are people who are not aware that white rice is not good for them. There are people who are not aware that white sugar, it's not good for their health. There are people that are not aware that candy is not good for their health. There are people who are not aware that not all foods are good for their system, especially when you have certain sicknesses or diseases in your body, okay? There are some foods that you're not supposed to eat, Gary Gilmore, and people are not aware. Not all of them, but there are some people who are not aware. I'll make an example. If you have cancer, do you know that do you know that cancer survives in milk? Cancer loves milk, cancer loves sugar, cancer loves meat. All right? So when you are eating sugary stuff, you are feeding your cancer cells. This is not a knowledge that everybody knows, that when you've got cancer, you should avoid sugar. You should avoid all dairy products. You should avoid meat, because a lot of people, they are not aware that some of the sicknesses that we have are as a result of our diet, is the things we eat. Sometimes if I change my diet, sometimes if I change the way I eat, most sicknesses can vanish, all right? By changing your diet. Okay, but even when you want to lose weight, you don't need to take those dangerous drugs. Okay, you can just change your diet, remove all white products, remove all refined foods, eat food with fiber, eat whole grain bread, whole grain rice, everything whole grain, your wheat bix whole grain, your cornflakes all bran. You eat food with fiber, you are cleaning your system. Constipation, if you're struggling from constipation, then you gotta get rid of all refined foods. Eat whole foods, whole wheat, whole grain. You understand that? And you'll see your life change. This knowledge, it's not knowledge that is known by everybody. And whatever little knowledge that we have, we come and share with the global community. Not that we know everything. I don't know everything. All right, I don't know everything, but the little that I know, I can share with you. The people who are losing their mother through cancer, people losing their fathers through cancer, losing their children through cancer, and cancer can be treated at home. Change your diet. Yes, it's going to be painful for the first week because the cancer cells will be attacking you because you're no longer giving them what they want. But after the second week, you'll start to feel better. Get rid of meat. Meat stays 3 days in your system before fully digested. 3 days. And in these 3 days, your body is releasing acid. And cancer thrive in an acidic environment. So any food that causes acidic in your body, you must remove those food items, because where there is acid in the body, cancer cells thrive. Is this not information to share? Is this not information to share with my people? Is this not information to share with everybody? I don't want anybody to lose a mother over cancer when cancer can be dealt with. No meat. That is the first thing. Before you go to hospital, before you understand, no need for biopsy. No need for biopsy when you got cancer. No need for biopsy at all, because biopsy only makes the cancer worse. Because biopsy, you see, cancer behaves this way. It goes and gather in one location. It stores itself in one location. The cancer lump, it's not your enemy. Your body stores all cancer cells in that one lump. And then when they do biopsy, they pierce it. They cut it open. Now the cancer can now go throughout the body, go the entire body. You understand that? So when you got cancer, the first thing that you should never allow them to do is to do that biopsy, is to cut that lump. Because the moment they cut that lump, they're releasing the cancer throughout your system. That is why after biopsy, it is very rare that a person can live up to 5 years. I'm not saying they don't, some they do, but majority don't make it to 5 years. So is this not information that we can share? We can share this information, right? It doesn't matter what type of cancer you have. Just remove animal products. Remove animal products from your system. Remove dairy products from your system. Remove sugar, all form of sugars. No juice for you, no tea for you, no yogurt for you, nothing like that. Anything that has added sugar, you don't take it, because it will make your cancer worse. Information, we can share that information. I mean, we're not insulting anybody. We were just sharing information. I will understand if we were attacking people, you know, shaming people, but we're not shaming people. We're sharing information. And by the way, with the way things are going, the hospitals will not always be available. The hospitals will not always be available. What are we going to do should there be a war in our country, a war in a community, and hospitals are targeted and bombed? How will you survive if you depend on the hospital for your medication? Should the hospitals be bombed during war and you no longer have access to a hospital? How do you deal with your blood pressure? How do you deal with your asthma? How do you deal with your arthritis? How do you deal with your pneumonia? How do you deal with your TB? How will you deal with your diabetes? How will you deal with constipation? Because now immediately you have any discomfort in your body, you run to the hospital. You don't even think, okay, we don't even ascertain the problem ourselves. We don't even ascertain the problem. Okay, why am I feeling this way? Why, how did it start? What did I eat? We don't even try to trace, why am I feeling this way? I have a heartburn. Why do I have a heartburn? What did I eat? We do not associate sicknesses from our diet. To our diet. Immediately there's a pain or discomfort in our body, we run to a doctor or buy something to ease the pain block. You understand? We do not ask, why am I feeling this way? Why am I sick? What is making me dizzy? What is making me sick? What is making me oversleep? We don't even care to ask about that. You know why is that? It's because we trust that the hospital has anything for us. We depend on the hospital. What are we going to do the day our hospitals are bombed? Like what happened in Iran. Those people in that location, till this day, they don't have a hospital. Their hospitals are being renovated because the American and Israel, they bombed their hospital. What are we going to do? When no medications can be taken from the hospital, you with high blood pressure, what are you going to do? What will be your alternate medicine or ultimate remedy? What are you going to replace the medicine you get from hospital with? You're just gonna die? All right, you're just gonna die. You're just gonna watch your diabetes levels skyrocket. What are you gonna do? You see, in order to be able to survive during crisis, you need to start practicing survival ways right now. If I'm to be able to live with my diabetes during the times of war, I need to start living with my diabetes today, treating it today, using my food. See, there was a saying a long time ago that let your medicine be your food and your food your medicine. Do you know that saying? Does somebody know that saying? Let your medicine be your food and your food be your medicine. And it is true. If you allow your food to be your medicine and your medicine to be your food, you will see a big change in your life. Terrible change in your life. Am I saying the hospitals are not important? No, I'm not saying hospitals are not important. Am I saying you should not go to a hospital? No, I'm not saying do not go to a hospital. I'm only asking a question. When the hospital is no longer available, when you have no access to the hospital, are you just going to sit there and wait for your death to come? Or are you going to try to find ways to replace? What are you going to do? Lyle says hypocrite. What are you going to do? Of course. There are things that will definitely need a hospital, all right? Like if you are in an accident, you broke your ribs, you broke your leg, you broke your arm, I mean, really, that needs some hospital. There's no herb, there's no tea that you can drink that will fix your bones. You need to go to the hospital. Okay? I'm not talking about major life-threatening situations here. I'm talking about simple things. If you broke your arm, go to the hospital. Let them put whatever they can put to make sure that your bones grows together, to make sure that your bone is joined together. But I'm talking about day-to-day sicknesses, simple sicknesses like high blood pressure, like diabetes. I mean, simple stuff. Would you die because you no longer have access to a hospital? Or you will just learn how to take care of yourself? Hypocrite. Yeah. Thank you there, Lio. Lio says the saying, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. It was from Hippocrates. All right. Thank you, Lio. So you understand that. All I'm saying is we live in a world where we're too much dependent on the government. We depend on the government for water. We depend on the government for electricity. We depend on the government for medication. We depend on the government for almost everything that we do. All right? Everything we depend on the government. It's like we are not becoming responsible for our lives because we believe, no, the government must do this for us. Do you know that our forefathers, they never depended on any government for anything? Our forefathers, they lived independent lives. They did not go to the king and say, oh, king, we are sick. They did not go to the king and say, oh, king, we need medication for these diseases and that diseases. No, our forefathers took care of themselves. They used natural remedies. They knew which food to eat when you've got diabetes, which food not to eat. They knew which drinks to drink, which drinks not to drink. They knew that. It's only this generation of ours which is not aware of anything. This generation of ours, all it knows is to eat fast food. We don't even know how to cook. Only this generation. It doesn't even know how to cook. I mean, we preheat food. Okay? You warm up your frozen pizza. That's what we can do. Instant porridge. That's what we know. Instant this, instant that. Half cooked this, half cooked that. We don't know how to cook. We don't know how to cook nutritional foods. That's us, this generation. We don't know. And we think it's life. We only depend on fried food, cheeseburger, macaroni and cheese, lasagna, all these things that we eat, pizza, chips. You don't know how to cook rice. You don't know how to bake bread. We are cooked. This generation is cooked. This generation is cooked. It doesn't know how to cook. You understand that? It's a problem. So I'm simply saying, not only are we dealing with a generation that is not aware of simple remedies, homemade remedies to deal or to treat wounds, to treat diseases, to treat a small cut. You don't know. A small cut, there you are, running to a hospital. A small wound, running to a hospital. Can't you take care of yourself? There you are, up in the mountains, up in the woods. You trip and fall. You twist your ankle. You telling me that you don't know what you can do other than going to a hospital and get an injection? Are you telling me there's no way I can fix my my wrist without going to a hospital? Are you telling me that's the case? There is something you can do. There is something I can do. It's not necessary that everything must be, you know, the painful thing is that we have given our health over to the doctors and nurses. No one is taking care of themselves. Our health have been surrendered to the doctors and nurses. Even our family's health has been surrendered to the doctors and nurses. No family has even a first aid kit. No family, every family, the moment a loved one is sick, we rush to the hospital. We don't even care to ascertain, but what is wrong? Is this fever? Is this just a flu? Like we were not aware. And the question I'm asking is, what will we do the day the hospital is bombed? Are we just going to sit down and say, well, there's no hospital, there's nothing I can do for you, mama. Just sit down and wait for your death to come? We just sit down and wait for our death to come? Is that what we're going to do? So all of this, it was the plan of the powers that be. All of this, the fact that we don't know natural remedies, the fact that we don't know what alfalfa can do, the fact that we don't know what rosemary can do, the fact that we don't know what shepherd's pest can do, what these dandelion can do. Those are medicines readily available wherever. Dandelion just grows effortlessly. Rosemary grows effortlessly. Alfalfa, shepherd's pest, all these herb, nettle, stinging nettle, all these are natural remedies that we can use, readily available. But we see them every day. We see these herbs every day. We are not even aware that these are medicines because we just see grass. When you see dandelion, you see grass. When you see chickweed, you see grass. When you see alfalfa, you see grass. When you see eucalyptus, you see a tree. You don't know that eucalyptus, it's medicine. You see lemongrass, you see just some grass. You're not aware that this is medicine. This is what is painful, that these plants are everywhere, all over the world. We see them. We even remove them. We see tares when we see them. We treat them as weeds, you know. They grow in our gardens, but because we don't know what these are, what they're able to do, we just even remove them from our gardens or remove them from our yards. We don't know their medicine. This is what I'm simply saying. Is it not time we start going back to nature's way? Is it not time that every one of us should be able to deal with our own personal health until such a time that you are not able to, until such a time you have a condition that you cannot take care of yourself, like breaking your arm, like being involved in an accident, you need surgery, you need, those are major things. Then you can go to that doctor, you can go to that hospital. But should I go to a hospital just because of a headache? Should I go to a hospital just because of some muscle cramps? What about, mint? Can't I just go to my garden and get a mint? Make a tea from mint and just drink my cup of mint and wait 30 minutes, all cramps are gone? You know that? Ladies who are struggling from cramps, just go buy yourself peppermint leaves. Peppermint leaves, drink a cup in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening of peppermint leaves. All your cramps will be gone. Ladies suffering from ladies problems, women problems, your menstruation cycle is lazy, or your menstruation cycle, it comes and goes, you don't know, or you've got too much pain. Ladies, just go get yourself yarrow. Get yourself yarrow. I'm telling you, yarrow will blow your cycle like nobody's problem. Like nobody's business. All these are natural ways. You've been taking pills. You've been getting injections from doctors, from hospitals, to release your flow, your menstrual flow, and it is not coming. No matter how many pills you take, no matter how many injections you take, it is not coming. I tell you, get yourself yarrow. Get yourself yarrow. Man, get yourself yarrow. Drink yarrow. I tell you, your fountains will be broken, and everything that was stuck there for the past 4 months, 6 months will come out like nobody's business. You will be shocked. Natural remedies. And we are not aware of this. We are not aware of this. There's powers that be, they want us to forget all knowledge our forefathers had when it comes to sickness and diseases, when it comes to care of our bodies. They want us to forget, so that when we're forgotten, then we can entirely depend on the system. So they can use the system to get us to do what they want, because we want the system. They will get us to obey them. Whatever they say that we must do, even if we do not agree with it, we're going to do it because there's nothing we can do without the government. So this is the agenda. Like when we began, I said that the plan is deeper than what we think. The plan is deeper than what we see. It's deeper, it's wider, it's broader than what we see. I just pray that we're able to stand. I just pray that we're able to read the times, to understand that we're living in some dangerous times, to understand that we must take charge of our health. Take charge of the health of your family. Your family needs you. Your mom needs you. Your dad needs you. Your wife needs you. Your husband needs you. You are useless to your wife when you are sick. Useless to your mother when you are sick. Useless to your brother when you are sick. Useless to your family when you are sick. A sick mother is a burden. A sick father is a burden. A sick child is a burden. You don't want to be a burden to your mom, a burden to your father, a burden to your brothers and sisters. You want to be a burden to your family? Think about it. Do you want your child to grow without a mother because you could not take care of your health? Do you want your daughter to grow without a father because you couldn't take care of your health, because you wanted to eat anything, because you wanted to drink anything, because you did not want to change your lifestyle? You wanted to enjoy your pizza, you wanted to enjoy your McDonald's, you wanted to enjoy your Starbucks, you wanted to enjoy all the meats in the world, and you die as a result of bad health. And your son and daughter, they have no father. Your son and daughters, they have no mother because of your carelessness What will it benefit you to eat all the pizzas in the world, to eat all the burgers in the world, to eat all the fried chicken in the world, to eat all the barbecued beef in the... What will it benefit you if at the end of the day you're going to die of sickness due to your diet, of sickness due to what you've been eating? So you are eating to kill yourself. All I'm saying is, let us change our diet. Let us look at each and every food item that we consume and ask the question, what health benefit will this item give me? As you're about to eat, ask yourself this question, what health benefit will I get from this plate? What health benefit will I get from this meal? Am I just eating to fill my stomach? Because if you are just eating to fill your stomach, you are also just eating to fill your blood with debt, fill your blood with fat, fill your blood with poison. But if you are eating with the mentality of, I want health nutrition from this, I want this to better my health, I want this to boost my health, I want this to cleanse my system. That should be the drive that is behind our eating, our drinking. We just drink because it's sweet. We just drink because it's cold. We just drink because it's soda pops. I love Coke. I love Pepsi. I just drink. What health benefits do you get from Coke? What health benefit do you get from Pepsi? What health benefit do you get from these drinks? From alcohol? What health benefit do you get from drinking alcohol? If you ask these questions and you discover that there are no known health benefit you will get from the food items you want to eat, then the next question is, what sickness am I introducing in my body through this food? Maybe if you ask, what sicknesses am I introducing to my body? What diseases can this bring? What diseases can this bring out of my body? That is what we should be thinking. That's how we should be thinking. But because, oh my friends, we don't eat for any other reason just other than to enjoy our meal. We eat to enjoy our meal. We eat to enjoy our money. We eat because we can. We want to. We eat because we can afford it. It has nothing to do with health. Just like cars. Why would you buy $1 million car? I mean, where will you drive? Even if it's fast, is the fastest car, where will you drive it? Your speed limit is 120 kilometers per hour. That is the top speed. And you are buying a car that travels, the top speed is 360, is 400 kilometers per hour. Where will you drive that car? You're just buying it because you can. You buy it because you enjoy spending money. You want to be seen driving a million car. You want to be seen driving. The things we do not do them out of proper reasoning. We do them to please men. We do them to be seen. We do them to be known by people that we can afford. We go to the restaurants that we go to, not because of anything, so that we can post statuses on our phone. I was at McDonald's. I was at KFC. I was at Wimpy. Everything we do so that we can be seen. Sometimes it's a habit. Yeah. Your mama used to take you to Wimpy. Your mama used to take you to KFC, and then it's a habit. Some of us, we do things, it's just a habit. Yo, my daddy used to drink Coke. I mean, every morning we drink Coke, every afternoon we drink Coke. It's a habit. And you know that you don't even think about having a Coke. It's a habit. But this habit is not your own habit. It was your father's habit. And you took the habit from your father. I mean, you can cut down on Coca-Cola. You can cut down on any beverage. You can cut down on alcohol. You can. These things are not good for your health. You cannot consume them daily. When you are sick, it will be you lying down in your bed, unable to move, unable to walk, unable to even go to the loo and take a piss or do number two. It will be you who will be lying in that bed. Now your mom must wipe your behind because you can't wipe your own behind. Now your mom must bathe you because you cannot bath yourself. You are now a burden. I mean, God has given each and every one of us the gift of life. It is up to us how we want to live the life. If we want to live a life disease-free, a life without sicknesses, a life without diseases, it is in your hands. If you want to live a life full of diseases, full of sicknesses, in and out of hospitals, it is in your hand. It is possible for you to live a life without going to a hospital. It is possible for your asthma to be under control to an extent that it is undetected. It is possible for your blood pressure to be normalized. It is possible for your diabetes to be dealt with, to be normalized. It is possible for your cancer to be reversed. It is possible. But you just need to do the right thing. It all begins with the diet. Your mom can live again. The ulcers that your mom is struggling with, those ulcers that your sister is troubled with, they can be controlled. But you need to change your diet. You see, everything, any health condition, health crisis, to cure it, to solve it, you start with the diet. You are what you eat. Remember, you are what you eat. You eat healthy, your body will produce good, healthy blood. You eat junk, your body will produce junk. You're going to die. You're going to be sick. You're going to be fat, in and out of hospital. Kidney problem, lung problem, bladder problem. You're going to have problems after problems. You know why? You are killing your machine. You are not maintaining your machine. You are not putting the right fuel for your machine. Put the right fuel. You will see your body. Your body will take care of you. If you take care of your body will take care of you. The reason some of us, not a month goes by without us being sick. Not a month goes by without us being weak, without us going to see a doctor, visiting a doctor. You can live the entire year without visiting a doctor. It is possible. But it begins in your plate. It begins with your plate. It starts with your plate. It starts with your glass. What's in your glass? What's in your cup? What are you sipping there? What are you drinking there? What are you eating there? It starts there. Many fathers and mothers died before their time because of their diet. Many sons and daughters died before their time because of diet. You see, in today's world, nutrition and health, they've been separated. Okay? No doctor today will advise you when you go to him, say, "Doc, I don't feel good. I feel constipated." No doctor will tell you that, "Look, The reason you feel constipated is because of dehydration, or it's because of you are eating food that do not have fiber. You must add fiber to your diet. Stop eating refined food. Stop white bread, white rice, white flour, white everything. Stop doing that. No doctor will tell you that, because nutrition has been separated from health. Health goes with pills. Today, in order for you to be in good health, you are told that you need pills. You need pills for these, pills for that, pills for you. You understand? You have pills for appetite. Pills for appetite. You have no natural. You need to force your body to eat, because your body is dirty. Your body is sick. If you cannot eat unless you take appetizers, you are sick. Your body must go through a reset. You need to detox your body. You need to do a full body detox. I can tell you, after the full body detox, your body will enter a reset mode. And as your body resets, your appetite will come back. Some, their taste buds are dead. They cannot taste anything. The mouth is numb. They're not able to taste anything. They are just eating food, but they're not enjoying the food. You are busy taking pills for that. You don't need pills for that. You can deal with that naturally. Go get yourself basil. It's a herb. Basil. Go get yourself basil. Basil is good. Sweet basil. Sweet basil is good in restoring your system or resetting your system. All right? Do that. Get yourself basil. Get yourself, what is this herb? Get yourself peppermint. All right? Your taste will be restored. Chew some garlic, right? Some ginger, all right? Your taste buds will be restored. Detox your body. If you want to do a quicker reset, go and do colon cleansing. Go and do colon cleansing. Yes, I know it's expensive, but your life is more expensive when you are sick. Do you know that we are not able to take care of our health because we say, no, but these things are expensive. These things are too much. When you are sick, we spend more money in your sick bed. Why not spend less money before you get sick than spending more money in your sick bed? Which one is better? Which one is better? To spend more money in your sick bed and you are not going to recover, because most of the time it is too late for people to recover. They want to do the right thing when the body has already given up, because your body will eventually give up. And when the body gives up, no matter what good foods you can put good liquids, good food, good everything. When your body is done, your body is done. There's nothing you can do to convince your body or to change your body. Once the body says, I am done, the body is done. Nothing we can do. So before the body says, I'm done, is it not time to change your lifestyle? It is not time to guard what you eat. It is not time to be jealous of your system, to be jealous of your gut, to be jealous of what you put in your system. I think we can do that. Is it not time to take the health of your family in your hands? Is it not time? Is it not time? How are you having asthma, sinusitis? You have asthma, your sinus are are killing you, yet you are eating dairy products. You've got lung problem, you are eating dairy products, you will never recover. If you've got lung problems, chest problems, breathing problems, get rid of all dairy products, remove them. Try it for a week, 2 weeks, you'll thank me. Milk, because it's white, many people think milk is healthy. Milk is pure because it's white. No, milk is deadly also. Because the milk we have today, it's not 100% milk. It's mixed with chemicals. It's mixed with water. It's not pure milk, like directly from the cow. Those who do farming, you will know that your milk directly from the cow and the milk from the shop, they are not the same. By the way, the milk you get directly from the cow, it is rich. Even the smell is different. Even the texture is different. Why is that? It's because it's original. The one we buy from the shop has been, things have been added to it. Things that are not good for you. Preservatives are there. Things to make it smell nice. Things to make it not to quickly spoil. Chemicals have been added there, so they're not the same. So just because milk is white, people think, oh, milk is pure, milk is the best. No, it's not. It's not pure, it's not the best. So you cannot take it daily, thinking every day you're getting something. I know when they were advertising, they told us, you get your calcium from the milk, your daily dosage. Now, there's no daily dosage of calcium there. They were lying to us. They were just advertising. So don't take whatever you hear on advertisement as truth. There's no truth in advertising. They want you to buy, thinking that you're going to get vitamin A, B, C, D. They want, so everything when they advertise and say for your vitamin D, vitamin B, vitamin C, it's all a marketing strategy. They're advertising so we can go buy the food. We buy thinking we're getting vitamin. There's no vitamin you get in there. It's marketing. And so here it is that we need to take care of our health. We need to be in charge of our health. Because one day they will say the food factory has been destroyed, has been attacked, like we've seen with oil prices going up. There's no oil that was moving. The next crisis, it will be on food. They will tell you that we're not able to move food. We're not able to move grains. We're not able to move anything that is good for you. And what are we going to do? We're not able to move medicine. We're not able to get anything. What are we going to do? We're just going to sit down and say, well, the government says there are no medications because the lab has been bombed, or because the factory that produces them has been bombed, so therefore there's nothing we can do, there's nothing we can get. Are we just going to sit down, or what are we going to do? Now that's my question for today. How can we live independent of hospitals? How can we live independent of the supermarkets? How can we live independent of the social media of the beast? How can we do that? How can we do that? Is it even possible? Is it even possible? Because everything that we're using today, it's controlled. And we have them because we are obedient. As soon as we're no longer obedient to the government, whatever sources we have, resources we enjoy, resources we use, will be taken away from us. So we need to choose whether we're going to be the slaves of the government, do whatever the government wants us to do in order to access their services, or we can have our own ways. We can have our own ways. This is what we need to know. So to every father out there, to every mother out there, to every son and daughter out there, the main question of the day is, would you please take care of your health? Please take care of your health. Your child needs you in good health. Your child needs you. Your grandchildren, they need you in good health, man. Imagine you are in a hospital. Your children must go to work, after work, go to hospital. I mean, imagine the stress your family are going through when you are sick. Imagine your child failing at school because they are worried about you in an ICU in hospital. Imagine your child traumatized because they've just amputated your leg, amputated your arm because of diabetes, something that could be cured, because of cancer, something that could be cured. To obey the laws of health, you refuse to obey the laws of health. As a result, your leg is amputated. Does it have to go that far? Do you have to lose your arm? Do you have to lose your leg because of something that your diet can solve? Must you lose your arm because of cancer? Must you lose your arm because of cancer? Must you lose your right leg because of cancer? Must you be wheelchair bound because of cancer? I say no. I say no. There is no sickness, there is no disease that is incurable. Never. If we know, if we listen to what the medical doctors tell us, it's what they've been taught, it's what they've learned. They were taught that some diseases are incurable. They've learned that some diseases, the only way to help is amputation. That's what they've studied. That's what they've learned, amputating people. So now and then they must practice what they've learned. They must amputate few people. But I'm saying it doesn't have to go there. It doesn't have to get there. Love yourself, men and women, male and female. Let's love ourselves. Let's love our health. Let's fight for our health. My family needs me. Your family needs you. You need your family. This is not time to be sick. This is not time to be sick. This is not time to spend in hospitals. Even the hospitals are not safe because there is no space in hospitals. So in order to create space, some of you there in the hospitals must be let go. And when I say let go, I don't mean send you home. I mean send you to the grave. Because once they see that you're chronic, they're like, no, but this one will never recover. So keeping them in a hospital, it's a waste of time. Let them go home and die. We've seen that. We see that today, where the doctor says there's nothing we can do for you, ma'am. You gotta go home. Nothing we can do for you. They leave you, you go home, you die. And once the doctor says there's nothing I can do for you, that's where you're now gonna die of stress. You're gonna die now of overthinking. You're gonna die of heart attack. Before any doctor says to you, there's nothing we can do for you, ma'am, can't you change your lifestyle? Can't you change your diet? That is true, Silencio. That is true, Silencio. It is a reality. It is a reality. That is true, Silencio. So before a doctor pronounced that you have 2 months, you have 3 months to live, can't you change your life for your own good? For your own sons, your own daughters, your own mother, your own father. Can't you change your life? Why would your grandson grow without a grandmother? Why would your grandson be robbed of a grandfather? Why would your daughter be robbed of a mother, a loving mother, a caring mother like you are, a caring brother like you are, a caring sister like you are, their defender, their protector, their provider? Because as a result of early death, some girls become prostitutes because they've got no father figure in their lives. Some boys become drug addicts. They join some gangs because there is no present father in their lives. Some men become abusive to women because they don't know a woman's love, because they were angry at their mother who died. Never experienced a mother's love, never experienced to be loved by a woman. And therefore, they're angry because they had to wash for themselves. They had to cook for themselves. They had to iron for themselves. They had to do everything for themselves because their mother died at a young age. So they've never enjoyed the presence of a mother. They've never been taken care of by a mother. It affects your sickness. Not only affects us when you are dead. I mean, when you are, before you are, it does not only affect us when you are lying in that sick bed. It affects your children even after you've been buried, after you are gone. Because I had no father, my life will not be the same if I had a father. Because I had no mother, the decisions I take, how I treat my wife, how I treat my sister, how I treat women, it is, you understand that? Because you died early. You died early. You were never a father. You were never a mother. Sickness took you. I know there are some chronic diseases. I know there are some uncontrollable diseases that some people were born with these sicknesses, born with these diseases. I know, I accept that. I'm talking about sicknesses that there's something you can do. Do something about those. Do something about those. Let's do something about it. I know some people say, no, man, we only live once. We need to enjoy while we can, because the time is going to come where I'm sick and I won't be able to enjoy this. Listen, the times of sickness will only come because of what you are eating, will only come because of what you're drinking, will only come as a result of you saying you only live once. And because you live once, you are planning to eat everything you can find so that you can get sick. And when you are sick, you're like, yeah, even though I'm sick, but I did enjoy. What benefit is there? What will it benefit you to eat carelessly? What will it benefit you to drink carelessly and you die, you get sick because of your eating habits? Just so that you can say, well, while I was still healthy, I ate everything I wanted. Now you are sick. You can't eat anything. No, guys, come on. No. Please. Let us love ourselves. Let us love our families. You can't leave your wife. She's too young to take care of the family. You can't leave your wife with those kids just because you don't want to change your lifestyle. Some of you like, yo, man, I can never be a vegan. I can never be a vegan. I can never be a vegetarian. I cannot eat leaves. I want meat. But the meat is the reason of your sickness. The meat is the reason of your fat. You are so big. You are so huge. The meat is the reason of that. You can't even walk. You can't even get up without somebody assisting you. And when you are given a diet of eating whole wheat, whole grain, whole foods, you are refusing. It tastes bad. It tastes bad. It does not taste good. You are this big because of the food that tastes good. You are sick because of the good tasting food. You have diabetes. You have cancer. You have all these sicknesses because of foods that taste and look good. All sicknesses, all diseases are as a result of foods that looks good, smells good, tastes good, so delicious, so nice, so expensive. I have not met somebody who is sick from eating apples, sick from eating mangoes, sick from eating cabbage, sick from eating beans, sick from eating whole foods, whole grains, from eating garlic. I've never seen or heard of somebody who was sick because of grain, who was sick because of legumes, who was sick because of fruits, who was sick because of nuts. I've never seen somebody like that. I know people are allergic to some food, but being allergic and being sick, being bedridden is different. But talk about meat, all meat, whether white meat, red meat, fish, all those meats, they bring about sicknesses in your body. There is no meat that does not bring sicknesses in our body. None. Fish, deadly. Chicken, deadly. Turkey, chicken, beef, lamb, as long it is meat, it is capable, because some animals are sick. And when you go to the butcher to buy some meat, they won't tell you that this cow had TB. They won't tell you that this cow had cancer. They won't tell you that this chicken had diabetes. They won't tell you that this animal you are buying had sicknesses. They won't tell you that. They won't tell you that. They're selling meat. And just because it's meat, we think, well, it has no disease. No, it is meat, but the animal, before it became meat, it was diseased. So it's a meat of a diseased animal. It's a meat of a sick animal. Both man and beast are sick. So a man cannot eat a sick animal. A man cannot eat an animal which died of sickness and think that the man will receive health from the meat from an animal which died out of sickness. It doesn't make sense. It cannot be. An animal cannot die of sickness, and you eat that same animal saying, I want protein from animal. I'm getting protein from. Impossible. Not only will you get sick protein, you'll get daily protein. I propose that we take care of our health. I propose that we get to know the things we eat. I propose that we know the benefit of each and every single thing we eat. That's my proposal. I propose that. I propose that we strive to live a long life so that we can be there for our children, can be there for our wives, can be there for our husbands. I pray that we take charge of our health so that you can be there for your mom, you can be there for your dad, you can be there for your grandmother. I propose that we take care of our life. We live a healthy life, we eat healthy meal so that we can be there for our family members. We can protect them. That's my proposal. Let's do that. Well, let me thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for your support as always. Subscribe to the channel if you are not yet subscribed to the channel. And thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed. Your health is in your hands. No one will take care of your health. No one. Your friends can take you to all the best restaurants, feed you the best meat, feed you the best burgers, feed you the best fries, feed you the best ice cream, the best pizza, the best whatever. But when you are sick, it will be you and your sick body in that sick bed of yours. No friend can stand for you like one day. You cannot exchange with your friend, say, friend, cover for me today. Take my sickness for the day. It will never. You will carry your sicknesses. You will suffer until you give up the ghost, unless God intervenes and you are spared from your sicknesses. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel. Let's meet tomorrow. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.